Hello everyone, this is my first video of 2021, filming wise anyway, so happy new year to you all. Now, the questions I've had most on social media are about my Ford Mondeo restoration, and don't worry, episode 2 will be coming out soon. Actually, it depends how quickly I edit this video, it might already be out. And episode 3 and 4 will be coming, but there's been a slight delay to the filming of those. But there'll be a message at the end of episode 2 telling you everything that's happened. One question I've been getting asked quite a lot since the Mondeo's being restored is, what car am I driving if that one's in the garage? Well, here it is. The Land Rover Discovery Sport. Far too cold out there to be presenting. So yes, I've got this car for about 6 months. Land Rover have kindly lent it to Drive Tribe, and it's being used as our production car. So whenever we are driving around the country for a shoot, the Discovery has been the perfect companion, throwing all the camera kit in the back, you know, as many crew members as we can get in, and yeah, we head off, and it's almost the perfect car for it, really. And you know what it also means? It means we aren't using my Mondeo. It's been a bit of a workhorse throughout its life at Drive Tribe, but now that it's finally being restored, oh, Pink Floyd. Now that it's finally being restored, it won't become the sort of beater that it always has been. It will now be protected, and cars like this will take its place. Now, the key to a production car is you want plenty space in the boot, in the back for kit and crew members, but you also want it to be frugal. The tempting thing when it comes to a long-termer like this is that you get the biggest engine, the fastest car from the fleet. But actually, what you really want, that's most convenient, is the most frugal one. So here we've got the D240, so that's the 240 PS diesel car. So yeah, it's just a little 4-cylinder diesel engine that gets us up and down the country doing plenty miles per gallon. I'll need to check exactly what that number is, but I do not need to fill it up often at all, especially compared to the Mondeo. I think that thing does 19 if I'm lucky, but that's because the engine was buggered, so we'll get that fixed. On the inside, we've got all the good bits. Infotainment here, we've got heated seats that just kind of click in and right like that. We've got little twiddle dials for the climate control. The sat nav, it's okay. I think for an internal system done purely by JLR, it's okay. You need the postcode of everywhere because it doesn't really recognize place names, so of course it's not as good as Google Maps. It's an automatic, and one of the most satisfying things is the indicator tick. Listen to this. Isn't that nice? Let's try that again. One thing that Jaguar Land Rover nail is that. Now, there are two fundamental problems with this car. One of them being not the electric tailgate. This is actually really good and really handy for on shoots, but it's the size of the aperture. You think you'll have loads of boot space in this car, but actually the sloping roofline kind of encloses this space, so there's only really about a foot and a half of proper boot space, and then all of this area, if you think of it 3D wise, all of this area here is kind of useless, so you can't actually fit too much in the boot, although it does have 7 seats. Excuse all my golfing stuff. And another thing is the way this car goes down the road once you're up to speed. It has very, very light steering, which is great for when you're tootling about town, and this car's normally in London, so for parking in London, it's absolutely spot on. Really light steering, and a big heavy car at slow speeds is fine. When the steering continues to be light, once you're above say 30 miles an hour, it becomes a bit of an issue. Very, very heavy car, very light steering means that the steering's very reactive, and it doesn't take much to get the car in, but then it leans quite badly. It's not a car that you're confident flinging down any sort of country road at all. Not that that's what it's made for, but if you want to make half decent progress, It's not the most confidence inspiring thing. There are other SUVs that do it better. So, things this car does really well. As I've said, loads of space, so it packs us all in. Boot not ideal, but you know, I guess you can look past that. We've never not been able to take anything. JLR gets slagged off quite a lot for its infotainment, but I've actually been completely fine with it so far. Sat-nav's been fine, connectivity's been fine, sound system's decent. Yeah, absolutely no problems there. This interior in general is really, really nicely thought out. It's similar to, I guess, all the stuff we've seen in Jaguars. We've got a nice Alcantara steering wheel. I like the cloth seats. I was offered leather ones, but I thought, nope, it's going to be winter, and I'm up in Scotland right now, so I'm especially thankful for the cloth instead of freezing cold leather. Heated seats. I always love having the charging panel for my phone down there. Absolutely perfect for long journeys. And I imagine it would be very good off-road, but I've not really had the chance to, or to be honest, I'm a little bit scared of going off-road. I've never been very good at it. So I do have all the options. I've got a button here that takes me through all the modes of gravel and snow and all the things you could possibly need. And I'm sure Land Rover have got them all nailed, but I'm probably not going to take this thing off-road. Thank you. That's another really good thing about the infotainment. It's very, very good at finding speed cameras. Sometimes those systems can be a little bit dodgy and they don't detect them all, or they detect ones that aren't there. The JLR one is spot on. Saved me a few times. Although I say I like the Alcantara steering wheel, for some reason this one seems to really dry out your hands. I don't know what it is. Some of them do and some of them don't. But I don't know whether it's worn down a bit. I mean, this car had about 8,000 miles when it was given to us at Drive Tribe. You just come out of it with like really dry, coarse hands at the end of it. I don't know what that is all about, but it happens. It has been one of the coldest winters for a while. It's been snowing up here a lot, and these heated seats have been phenomenal. The family have absolutely loved them. The first thing my mum does when she gets in the car is get that heated seat right up to its maximum setting. They are very, very good. The car isn't spec'd up enough to have a heated steering wheel, but can't have everything. Well, you can, but you have to pay for it. It is becoming standard on JLR products now, but how cool is this digital mirror? So that's a normal mirror, and there I am. And then you just flick that, and suddenly it becomes a camera on the back. And it's actually really, really effective. Once you become used to it, it's way better than a standard mirror. Though flicking between the two, you kind of need to let your eyes adjust to it. But yeah, I've stuck with this the entire time. When it comes to picking production cars, you have quite a lot of choice these days. You can pretty much go for an SUV, an estate, or even a hatchback. Stuff like the Civic has a huge boot, plenty of space in the back, packaged really well, so that can work just as good as something like this. But as a winter car, especially when it's been snowing, I can actually see snow right now, this thing has been spot on. Whenever the family has needed to go anywhere and they're a bit dodgy in their rear wheel drive or front wheel drive car, this thing has been absolutely amazing. So we'll be keeping this from now till about May time, and it's featured on a ton of productions. We've used it on James May shoots, we've used it on Hammond shoots, we've used it on the Mondeo stuff, and it will be used on plenty more shoots to come. So I'll maybe give you guys an update on this channel, on this car, in the coming few weeks. But thank you again for watching, and see you again next time.